What's going on, you guys? Dwayne here with How to Build Credit TV, and I am back again for another live stream. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about credit scores, or basically credit score explained. There are so many different types of credit scores out there, and no wonder it is very easy for people to be in the dark when it comes to credit scores. So in this video, I want to talk about the fact that, like I said, there are a bunch of different credit scores out there, and it's important for you to get knowledge about what's what, and more importantly, which credit score is most important and which ones you should trust. Hey, but if you're new to the channel and this is your first time here on this channel, How to Build Credit TV, I talk about credit cards, and how to make money using credit cards. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And while you're clicking all those buttons, go ahead and thumbs up this video, as it helps the channel tremendously and it pushes this content out in front of more people so that more people can get the information for free. So yeah, when it comes to credit scores, there are a bunch of different scores out there, and I was thinking, okay, I want to do a live stream, and I was like, well, what do I want to talk about? And at first I was just gonna answer questions about credit, but I have a real desire to inform people and educate people when it comes to credit, so much so that this whole channel was started because of that desire. And I purposely named the channel How to Build Credit TV because I felt like, it makes sense. There's always going to be people out there researching credit, and there's definitely going to be people researching how to build their credit, how to fix their credit, how to establish credit. So I thought, well, I'm going to name the channel How to Build Credit. So I'm definitely speaking to the beginners in their credit journey, or the people trying to rebuild, because I've been in both cases. I've been in both situations where I've ruined my credit, and of course I had to rebuild it a couple of times. So like I said, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So when it comes to credit scores, there are so many different types of scoring models. There's different types of scoring models pertaining to the FICO credit score, and then of course there are just different scoring models that are not even FICO scores, right? So you have like Credit Karma. A lot of people know Credit Karma because they do a decent job advertising and marketing, which is the same thing. So a lot of people know Credit Karma because of their advertising, right? And so when you check your credit score on Credit Karma, your credit score on Credit Karma is going to be different than the credit score that you may get from one of your credit cards. Like if you have a Discover card, you'll get a credit score with Discover card, or a Citibank card, you get a credit score with Citibank, or a Bank of America, whomever you bank with, or whomever you have a credit card with. A lot of the credit card companies now are providing you with a credit score. And so there's this huge mix-up and misconception when it comes to credit score, but one of the things that is consistent in regards to credit scores is that what it is that makes up your overall score, like the 5 categories, those never change. Those 5 categories are pretty much the same. There may be different wording, like for example, you have, I guess, like new credit. New credit would be a wording versus hard inquiries, right? I mean, it's kind of the same thing, sort of. Because like a hard inquiry, especially if you get an inquiry, it's going to be because you're pulling your credit for something. So for the most part, the 5 categories that make up your credit score is going to be the same. There are some times where there's more information about a specific category, but the 5 categories are all the same. So the most important one is always payment history. That is always the biggest chunk. So even though the different credit scores or scoring models are out there, you still have to have payment history, and payment history is always the larger chunk. Normally it's 35% of our overall credit score. And then there's credit utilization, which a lot of people, it's amazing. Like I talk about these things all the time, but there's always new people that just have no clue about credit. And that's why I continue to do this and continue to share my experience and information. So yeah, credit utilization just talks about how much of your credit limit are you using. So if you have a $500 credit card limit, how much of that limit are you using? If you're using $250, then your credit card utilization would be 50%, and that is not good. So it would be to your best interest to have your utilization be between 0 and 9%. Not something you should worry about, but it's something that you should be aware of and know that this does impact your score. As a matter of fact, 30% of your overall credit score comes from credit utilization. And then the next one would be average age of credit, which simply refers to how long you've had credit established. What's the average age? So you have one credit card that's 10 years old, you have another credit card that's 2 years old. The average between those two cards, if those are the only things that you have established in regards to credit, that makes up your average age of credit. And that is 15% of your score, which ends up being 127.5 points on a 850 points scoring model, right? And so then the next category would be new accounts or hard inquiries. That's 10%. And then the last one would be types of credit or credit mix, which just refers to, let's say you have student loans, even though it's not credit related, it does impact your credit score, versus mortgage versus credit cards versus a car loan. That would be different types of credit. So those things are always going to stay true no matter what the credit score is that you're looking at or what the model is that you're looking at. Some credit scores have the scale is different as far as like it may go up to 850. Some may go up to 900. So that can be kind of confusing because if you're looking at a scoring model that goes up to 900 and you're like, yo, my credit score is super high, like I like this. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people like to look at things that make them feel good about themselves and kind of, hype you up sort of, which I understand that has its place. But at the same time, if you're totally new to credit, or if you're just not someone that researches credit or credit scores or FICO score and understand the fact that what your credit score is on Credit Karma is super irrelevant to what your FICO score is, depending on who, like if that credit card company is pulling and they're using FICO 8 scoring model, or if they're using FICO 9, or if they're using FICO 5. So I know this can be confusing, especially if, like I said, people don't know. But what you do know or should know is that, like I said earlier, the categories don't really change. The categories are pretty simple: payment history, credit utilization, average age of credit, hard inquiries or new accounts, and then credit mix, types of credit, right? So that doesn't change, okay? So as long as you're playing the game properly and you're tweaking each category to your benefit, especially the first two categories that weigh so much, or that affects your credit score so much, you should be good. A lot of times people want to get bogged down and worry about average age of credit, when average age of credit is 15% of your score. But in order to kind of max out the average age of credit as far as getting all the 15% that makes up that category, you would need to have your average age be at least 9 years and older. And so there's no quick fix to that. You have to have had an average age of 9. Of course, you could try to cheat and get on someone's card as an authorized user. That will, benefit you for the most part. And supposedly with the new FICO 10 score coming out, that's gonna be different. That's going to not necessarily benefit your credit score as much, because they're gonna have the ability to look back on your credit profile for like 24 to 30 months. So it'll be kind of weird to see an authorized user just kind of pop up out of the blue and says, now you have 10 years of history, when a month ago you didn't have 10 years of history. So that'll be interesting to see how that influences our credit score and the different models. But yeah, man, there is just a gang load of different types of scores. And just to kind of give you guys an idea, I want to share my screen with you guys once I figure out how to do it, because I don't see that deal up here to share my screen. I was Googling different credit scores just for kicks. So I have on my screen here, I'm sharing with you guys. And as you can see here, people ask these types of questions, right? How many different credit scores are there? And I was like, okay, let me click on this. Literally, this was right before I did the live stream. So I'm looking at this and it says Experian and Equifax provide 16 different FICO credit scores to lenders, while TransUnion has 21. That's ridiculous. Like, that's crazy. And then of course, like I said, there's different types of credit scores, right? It says, what are the 5 levels of credit scores? And this is what I'm talking about, that is pretty uniform across the board. And this comes from a very good source. It's from myfico.com. It says, what's my FICO scores? It says FICO scores are calculated by using many different pieces of credit data in your credit report. This data is grouped into 5 categories: payment history, 35%, account amounts owed, which is the same thing as utilization. Once again, I said the wording could kind of be different, but it's the same. That's 30%. Length of credit history. So length of credit history has to do with your average age of credit. That's 15%. New credit or hard inquiries, that's 10%. And then credit mix or types of credit, that's another 10%. So when it comes to credit scores, I mean, there's a gang load of them. I mean, there's the Vantage score. There is your credit score according to Equifax. There's your credit score according to TransUnion. There's your credit score according to Experian. And the reason why those scores are different, which a lot of people don't know, or they're, like they don't understand, the reason why your credit scores end up being different across the 3 bureaus is the fact that each credit bureau does not have the same information in regards to your credit. So every time your credit is pulled, they don't pull from all 3 bureaus every single time. So therefore, it's hard for them to have the same information. So that is why your credit score always differs for the most part, just because if this credit card or this car loan or this bank that you got a loan for a mortgage, if they pull from TransUnion but they didn't pull from Equifax, that inquiry may not be on Equifax. And so it's common that this happens just because the information will not be uniform. And so that's why your score can kind of differ. But like I said, there's a bunch of different credit scoring models out there. And I feel sorry for people that are victim to those models, especially, and I keep mentioning Credit Karma because Credit Karma is just, they're really good at marketing and they've been around for a long time. So the average person would know Credit Karma before they would know Wallet Hub, or they would know Credit Karma before they know Credit Sesame, and of course there's a bunch of other ones out there. So why I think that different scoring models or credit scores exist, especially if it's like Credit Karma or Wallet Hub or whomever that will market to you, right? They'll say to you, based on your credit score, your credit profile, you can be approved for this card. So it's in their best interest, because if you apply and if you're approved, they're going to make money from referring you, right? Which, I mean, that's cool. Like people have to make money, I guess. So it can be insanely confusing. And there's just a lot of people out there that have no clue what to do, where to start, why the scores are different. And one of the things that you can do to help yourself is, if you're going to apply for something, like let's say you're applying for a credit card, you can easily ask the credit card company what bureau they pull from. Most of the times they tell you that. You could even ask, if you were trying to buy a car, what credit bureau are they going to pull from? What scoring model are they interested in? And most of the times this doesn't matter. Like when your credit score is good, you could care less from where they're pulling the credit, because you already know you're legit, you're going to get approved. And that is a very powerful feeling. So once again, that's the purpose of this channel and this community, is just to continue to pump information to people out there that are looking for this type of information. There's just a huge disparity out there in regards to people that are in the know and people that aren't. And this is not even about credit. This is about everything, right? For example, the stock market. That's something that I really want to figure out. There's a bunch of people that are making a killing on the stock market, and then we have people that don't even know that that's an option, and they're scared and they don't know how it works. And I understand that. So there's always people that are knowledgeable, which knowledge gives you power. People say knowledge is power. And we end up paying for knowledge when you really think about it. We pay for knowledge, whether we pay for knowledge through a book, an ebook. We pay for knowledge when we go see a lawyer. We pay for knowledge when we go see a doctor. We're paying them for what they know and how what they know can help you. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of chat a little bit about that in the beginning of the video, so that people watching this video can at least have some decent content in the beginning. And then of course, now I'm gonna turn to the chat and say what's up to you guys. I don't plan on being here long tonight, but I did want to jump in and make a video and talk about this because I thought that this was pretty cool. So if you guys have questions, please be sure to ask them, anything in regards to credit. And actually, I see we need to hit some some thumbs up on this video. We have 62 people watching and 20 thumbs up. So smash the thumbs up in this video, please. And more importantly, go ahead and ask your questions. I'm laughing because I saw Tanya's comment here at the very bottom, because I see the bottom of the comments. I need to scroll back up, but Tanya's like, still waiting on that plate. You and me both. You and me both. It's so funny though, because she's talking about the plate from Jamaica, because I was taking pictures. I took a couple of pictures when I went to Jamaica with my dad of food that I was eating in the hotel. And so that's the plate that she's talking about. But it's interesting because even when I went to Jamaica, I wasn't blown away by the food, but I wasn't blown away because, you know, there's Jamaican cooking here in Houston, and, you know, anything I want, basically I have access to, because there are a couple of restaurants here in Houston. There's like 3 off the top of my head. There's more than 3, but I'm saying 3 for sure because those are the 3 that I would frequent. So yeah, I think it's funny. Like I said, I didn't really have a good experience with the food back home. It didn't blow me out of the water. It was like, all right, well, whatever. You know, I had this in Houston. All right, let me jump in the chat here. Madness, what's going on, my man? Ulysses, what's going on, sir? Diamond, thank you so much for stopping by. It's a pleasure to have you as usual. Ivan, thank you, sir, for stopping by. Ivan says, what's up, Dwayne? Glad to see you're doing another live. Just wanted to thank you for sharing your knowledge, and I'm here to support. Cool. I appreciate that, sir. That means a lot to me. It's always a pleasure to have people that are just consistently showing up. Once I hit live, you know, it's really freaking cool to have people show up. One of the things that is interesting about me is that, like, I really try to stay level-headed, you know, even with the success that I've had on YouTube, with the success that I've had in my personal life. And the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure I don't lack confidence. It's kind of weird that I'm saying that. Like, I don't lack confidence, but sometimes I can be indecisive, which is like, that's kind of weird. But it's an honor every time for people to show up and support and be consistent. Like that humbles me, and I try to make sure that I communicate that and I convey that to you guys. I don't ever want to come across as, you know, this big-headed person, and my head's already physically big, so I don't need to come across even more the ridiculous. Ronald, what's going on, my man? Says you can pay people to fix one credit report. I should pay my TransUnion since I should fix my TransUnion score since Navy Federal refers to them. Yeah, I hear you, but you know, you can kind of get into Navy Federal, you know, through the back door by getting the secured card first. A lot of people are I don't know, they feel some type of way when it comes to secure cards, you know. And I've said this before. I've had Discover It secured card, Citibank secured card, Navy Federal secured card. And there's 3 different secured cards. None of which I needed at the time that I got them because my score was decent. But if you're worried about, like, you know, approval and, you know, not getting approved, then the secured card route is always a decent route to go, because it's just going to get your foot in the door, and sometimes that's all that matters. Star Rose, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by the stream. It's a pleasure to have you again in the building. Drunken Sailor, what's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Says, I really don't want to apply for a new card due to COVID-19. How do I continue to build my score with the 2 accounts I have now, Self-Lender and Capital One secured card? I keep my utilization under 10%, but my credit score rising has slowed to a crawl. Yeah, that's a tricky thing. That's a very tricky thing. Very good question. When it comes to your credit score and building it, sometimes it could be like a plateau, just like a lot of things in our lives. And time is like the only thing. So clearly it would benefit you if you had another credit card, possibly even a higher limit credit card. But you're like, well, how do I get to that point? Well, how you get to that point, if you're not going to, like, seek out becoming an authorized user on someone's card that has a higher credit limit that will benefit you, if you're not going to do that, then you have to just do the time. You know what I mean? You just have to do the time, continue to make your payments on time, and then after a while, if you have no inquiries or like one inquiry, you know, after a year or 2 years of rocking with the cards you already have, then consider applying for another card with another credit card company. You know, consider going with Discover, consider going with American Express, consider going with Chase. Especially if you wanted a Chase account, what you could be doing now is you could be building a relationship on the personal banking side with Chase. If you sign up for one of their checking account offers that has a $200 bonus when you sign up with direct deposit, you can establish that relationship with Chase. And while you're being patient and waiting your 1 year or your 2 year, you are establishing your relationship with Chase, which because of the banking relationship, it's very normal for Chase to end up marketing to you about getting a credit card because they want to make money from you on as many fronts as they possibly can. You might get a credit card with Chase, and then you might be interested in getting a mortgage loan with Chase, you know, just because you have a relationship. So that's something you could do. You could do that same thing with Bank of America. They have a decent secured card that you can get. Bank of America they have good credit card offers. Their Cash Rewards secured card is very solid. Their Cash Rewards credit card that is unsecured is also solid. And I think their travel card, like their Travel Rewards credit card, it's cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Bank of America. So like, that's kind of what you would need to be thinking about, is if you are not going to be able to apply and get approved, which is fine, then get your foot in the door by getting a secured card. So you have a couple of options. You can establish a relationship with Chase, you know, get that sign-up offer. You could get a secured card with Bank of America, as well as a banking account with Bank of America if you really want to develop that relationship. And then just kind of go from there. So while you're waiting on being patient and you're waiting your 1 year, 2 year, you're also, you know, covering some grounds elsewhere. And that will benefit you because, you know, Capital One, when it comes to credit limits, you may not get the highest limits. And so just being patient, waiting until, you know, you have zero inquiries. It's a lot more effective when you have no inquiries at all and you apply for a credit card because your chances of getting approved will be higher and your chances of getting a decent limit will also be higher. So that's kind of my advice for that. I gave you a whole lot to think about. Hopefully that'll help you. G Dobbs, thank you so much for stopping by. It says, hey, Dwayne, how you just want to ask, with Navy Federal, they show a FICO score at one thing, but when I look at my actual credit report, it's completely different. That's because Navy Federal is on a different scoring model. I think they're using FICO 9 scoring model. I'm not sure. I know that I should know this by now because we've definitely talked about it quite a bit here on the channel, but I'm thinking they're using scoring model 9. It's either 9 or 5, so I'm sure somebody will correct me, but that's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to credit scores. There's just so many different types of models out there, and really what matters is the model that whoever you're pulling from or whoever you're getting an account with, the model that they're using. But I wouldn't even worry about trying to figure out the different models, because once again, what's always true is the 5 categories, and how you manipulate them and tweak them are always going to be true despite the different scoring models that credit score is using or that company uses. So that's what I would focus on. The Credit Plug, what's going on, my man? Thanks for stopping by. It's a pleasure to have you in the building again. Says Dwayne, what's up? Guys, be sure to go to the Credit Plug's channel and subscribe to his channel. He dropped off but Credit Plug, go to his channel, subscribe. Brother's growing like some weeds in the front yard and the backyard. So be sure to go by. He does videos daily talking about credit. Subscribe and click the notification bell. Francisco, what's going on, my man? Thank you for stopping by another stream. Jason, what's going on? Jason says, think a lot of lenders going to start referring to FICO 9. Wells Fargo and Goldman Sachs have already started. Yeah, a lot of lenders already do kind of use FICO 9. Once again, I'm so fortunate that I'm in a position not to be worried about my score. I know that like when I check my credit score or my FICO score with Citibank, my score is always higher over there than it is with someone else because the scoring model is different. But like I said, it's very important to know that there's a difference between your Credit Karma score, and most of you guys here would already know that, right? So that's kind of also the purpose of this video, and that's why I'm always asking people to push the thumbs up on the video, because that promotes this video and content from my channel in front of new people that have no clue. That's the whole purpose of this thing, right? Anyway, D. Anderson, what's going on, my man? Thanks for stopping by another stream. Says the chat passing through slowly. Showing, no, I can't read. Showing support. Thursdays is old school R&B chill night. I hear you, my man. I hear you, and thanks for stopping by. D. Anderson has a channel as well. Be sure to stop by his channel, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Show him some love and support. Maria J, thank you so much. I saw that you sent me a super chat on Cash App, so thank you so much. Says, hello, Dwayne. Thanks for a quick response earlier. I super chat you on Cash App. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Anytime I get a super chat, it means a lot to me, but I really, really appreciate that. The reason why I have the Cash App on the screen too, and I don't talk about this a whole lot, is because YouTube does take 30% of the super chats, and I get 70%. So I'm grateful wherever I get the super chat, but Cash App doesn't take any percent, right? It's just 100% to me. So that's kind of why it's on the screen. And thank you again so much, Maria. Like I said, I will reach out to you if something changes in regards to what we talked about on the phone earlier today, and hopefully we can get you, helped in a good position. Renee says, hey Dwayne, I get so excited when I see you go live. I appreciate that, Renee. That makes me smile. Thank you for taking the time to write that comment. I get excited. I definitely come to life when I do these live streams because I know that it's live. I know that the interaction is live. I know that it's real. And it's kind of funny if I think about my journey on YouTube, like from where I've come. Like in the beginning, and I've mentioned this from time to time. In the beginning, I spent, maybe like $170, buying a ring light, getting the background, not this background, it was different, getting a background, and like I did all this stuff. I did videos with my iPhone, and there was a lot of stuff that I did in the beginning, and I was like super nervous, and I wanted everything to be perfect, and a lot of practice and repetition has helped me become more confident in making the videos. Like when you're making your video, whether I'm doing a live or doing a video, like I have to have energy in the video, right? But it's a lot easier to have that energy in the live because you guys can ask questions and I can reply to you right here in the stream. Blazing 808, what's going on, my man? Thanks for stopping by again. Haven't seen you in a while. Appreciate you stopping by the video, my brother. Cinemadness says, thumbs up from me, bro. Smash it, y'all. Yeah, I appreciate the thumbs up, and yeah, definitely smash the thumbs up in this video, guys. Cannon Wiles says, Dwayne, what's good? What's good, family? I love at Credit Plug. You're the truth, bro. Cool, absolutely, man. Let me see here. Azuri, please forgive me for butchering your name because I'm sure I do that, says thank you for all you do. Thank you for taking the time to write that comment. I appreciate that. John Bach, I wonder if that's like JS Bach or CPE Bach like, the composer from back in the day, Bach, that guy. I wonder if you guys are related. Says, love the weekly live sessions and even the recordings. Thanks for all you do. Cool. Another thanks for all you do back to back. I like that, man. That's cool. Credit Plug says, good point. Vantage scores can be inflated. I've seen 100-point difference between FICO. My FICO is the best IMO in terms of credit monitoring. Different versions matter too, depending on what you're applying. Absolutely. Good point, sir. Mia, thanks for stopping by. Mia says, hey, Dwayne, thank you so much for your help. My credit score is on my credit score is my way up for my homeownership. You are truly a blessing, sir. Thank you so much, Mia. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Fa, thanks for stopping by the stream. I don't remember seeing you here before. Thanks for taking the time to comment and stopping by the stream. Says, what can you get to the Navy Fed without something? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. I'm not sure what you're asking. Maybe if you can reword it, I'll be glad to answer it. Jesus, what's going on, man? Says, my Vantage is lower than my FICO by 40 points. Yeah, so my Credit Karma is lower than my FICO. And I don't really remember by how many points, but it's always lower, which is just kind of weird because most people don't experience that. But yeah. Cinemadness says, it's crazy to think that before me paying more attention to both my credit scores and finances, I was rocking just 2 cards, 545 score and 96 utilization. Now I'm at 724, 6 cards and 0% utilization. Yeah, man, awesome. I mean, once again, that's the purpose of this whole thing. Like I've talked about the fact that, it's easy for me to want to stay here and create content on YouTube just because, I have the platform and I have the ability to get the information and share the information with people, and that's never going to get old. So I'm glad that you were able to kind of do the work and get your score from 545 to 724. That's impressive, and of course it's going to continue to go up, and you can't unlearn what you're learning or what you've learned. Sometimes that's a really good thing. To give you an example, I remember I was on YouTube doing something, and I somehow came across some video talking about Illuminati, and it was interesting because I couldn't unlearn or unsee that, you know what I mean? And it kind of dissected different artists, and it showed how there's a lot of symbolism in their videos or even in their performances, and this is stuff that you clearly don't look for unless you know to look for it. So if you're in the know, you see it and you know what it is. But if you're not in the know, you don't know. So there's definitely validity in having information and being informed. So once again, Cinema Madness, congratulations to you for doing that work. Our Keith, what's going on? I appreciate you stopping by. Says, will an authorized user on my credit cards, on my cards credit? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, so maybe ask that again. Azuri says, I paid all my cards off this month. Yesterday, my TransUnion score dropped 21 points. Not sure why that would be. That's different. I'm certain that it didn't drop because you paid the cards off. I would tell you that, but that's an interesting one. Credit Plug says, I love secure cards too. If it unsecures, I'm with it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but that's a great point. You know what I mean? I definitely don't like to talk a lot about secured cards that don't graduate because it's well, what's the point? But some people, if that's where they have to start because they just cannot get approved for a secured card that does graduate, then that's where you have to start, and that's what it is. You use it as a stepping stone. You do your thing, and upward and onward. Drunken Sailor says, thank you for your response. I am just wary because of banks not lending money due to this epidemic. Keep up the good work, man. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has learned tons from you, bro. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time to say that, man. That's cool. I really appreciate that. Denise says, hey, Dwayne, welcome back. Glad you had a great trip. Do inquiries normally come off on the anniversary 2-year date, or is it delayed? The creditor take it off when they get ready? Okay, so you can kind of see Credit Karma. I don't even know if other places do this. I'm sure they do, but I don't know because I don't pay for monitoring services. But with Credit Karma, because it's free, they'll show you when an inquiry is supposed to fall off, and it normally does fall off after 2 years. Some inquiries will fall off before, but generally I just kind of treat it like they all fall off 2 years later. And so that's normally what it is. The same thing is true for if you have something like a derogatory mark. If you want to know when it falls off, you can contact the credit bureau and they'll tell you this derogatory mark is going to fall off around this date and this year. So that's something good to know. Undecided, what's going on, man? Says, if you have patience and pay all your bills on time, credit card companies will come to you. I get offers in the mail at least once a week. Yes, sir. I totally agree. But at the same time, if people want to be more aggressive, and this is the cool thing about these videos and sharing the information, if people want to be more aggressive, then it would be really easy for you to try to jump on some kind of checking account sign up offers that a bank may have. I know Citibank has sign up offers with their checking account. Chase does as well, maybe Bank of America, but you could do that, jump on those offers, and then, start the relationship that way. And that's always a very, very good thing to do because this will pay off in the long run. Now, it may take you longer than you want sometimes just because we can't control timing, which is funny because when it comes to timing, if I think about some of the things that I know now, and it was like, man, I wish I knew back then, 10 years from now or 10 years ago, what I now know. But timing is just what it is. You don't know what you're not supposed to know, and you just don't know whatever you would like to know at that particular time. That's just how it is, and it really sucks. But things happen for a reason, and that's how it is. And you take it as it comes, and you just move forward. And that's kind of funny because there's a lot of things that I would like to, maybe not a lot, but there are a couple of things that I would like to fix and change about the past. And I feel like most people kind of feel that way. Especially pertaining to other people. I'd want to change and fix certain things pertaining to my kids and some experiences that I wish they had, but spending time laboring over it doesn't do anything. And it definitely doesn't make me feel better about myself by thinking about what I didn't do. So you just got to keep moving forward. You got to keep, being patient. And so you may be on a card, you may have a card or have a relationship with a bank for 2-3 years before you're in a position to get another card. That's why I said it's important to establish the relationship with a bank, whether it be through personal checking to get their secured card or whatever. Just kind of get your foot in the door, and while you're waiting those years to get your credit score to where you want to be, if you're waiting 2 years, don't wait until the end of 2 years to establish a relationship with Chase because you want Chase credit cards. Or get a secure card with Bank of America because you want to establish that relationship. You need to jump on it now while you're waiting those 2 years or those 8 months or those 14 months, whatever, right? So that's a good point. Sean, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by the stream. It's a pleasure to have you in the building again, my brother. Our Keith says, will an authorized user on my credit card score increase when my score increases? The wording on that's still kind of interesting, but being an authorized user will not necessarily make your score increase automatically. The scenarios where an authorized user would not necessarily help your score is you jump on somebody's card as an authorized user and that card does not report history. So if the card's 5 years old, you don't get 5 years of history because it doesn't report. A good example will be American Express. You get on somebody's card as an authorized user and your credit utilization is currently 0% or 1%. Okay, so that your score is not going to jump because you're not getting the benefit of having your average age go higher. If your average age was 2 months and you jumped on someone's card and it was 5 years old, then your average age is now going to go from 2 months to 4 years and 10 months. So that would benefit your credit. If your utilization is at 0, like I said, and you get on someone's card as an authorized user, yes, you're going to have more available credit, and yes, that's going to make it easier for you to have a lower utilization percentage, but your score won't jump because you're already at 0 as far as your utilization, or you're at 1 as far as your utilization is concerned. So there are times where it doesn't help. Just like if people want to be authorized users and they contact me, they send me an email, and I'll call them up and we'll be on the phone talking, and I'll just tell them straight up, hey, this is not going to help you, because it's not, and there's no need for me to hype it up and fluff it up because, when the credit score comes back and the authorized user doesn't help, then they're going to be like, what the hey. I never hype people up. I've been really good about being honest, and if I don't have anything nice to say, I don't say anything. And if I do have something nice to say, if you know me, then it's real, it's coming from a real place, that there's value there, that there's authenticity there. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Let me see here. Points Blank Travel, what's going on, my man? Thanks for stopping by another stream. Be sure to go to his channel, Points Blank Travel. Subscribe to his channel. The brother does videos on credit as well. So be sure to go to his channel, subscribe, show him some love, click that notification bell so you don't miss his future videos. Says, what's up, Dwayne? Wasn't expecting this stream tonight. Glad to see you back again, my brother. Yes, sir. It's a privilege to be in the building. The only complaint that I have is we need a little more clicking of the thumbs up in this video. We got 91 people and 53 thumbs up. So there's at least 20 of us that haven't hit that thumbs up yet. But I'm gonna keep asking. Smash the thumbs up in this video, please. Blazing808 says, side note, with US Bank, what are their applications rule? Do they go by inquiries or is it accounts? Also, do you think, oh my God, I just can't read. Also, do they just look at one branch or all when looking to approve? It's so confusing. Yeah, US Bank is tricky. US Bank is very tricky, and I don't necessarily know all the rules. I don't even really care to know all the rules, to be honest with you. But I know that they're inquiry sensitive. Just like Barclays is, just like Chase. But I mean, even with the Chase 524, that's not really inquiry sensitive, right? 5 inquiries is plenty of inquiries. But I know that US Bank can be kind of interesting. Thank you guys so much for smashing the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I know that US Bank can be interesting. I think one of the best things to do, especially if you're trying to get a credit card and you want to put yourself in the best position to be successful, is to just make sure that your inquiries is like 0 to 1. You know what I mean? Like 0 to 1, have low credit card utilization so that your score can be as high as possible. And then, of course, with US Bank and other banks, then they may say, well, your profile is thin, which just simply refers to the fact that you don't have, your average age of credit is like, very young, like 6 months or 1 year. Sometimes you'll get that. But that just goes back to, being patient, maybe looking elsewhere. And that's the beautiful thing about credit cards, is that there's so many different credit cards out there. And for me, sign-up bonuses are always good to get, but if you're building your credit and if you're just trying to get more available credit and more credit lines, then to some extent the sign-up bonuses don't matter as much as just getting the cards. I have 19 cards right now, so there's no real benefit for me to really consider applying for credit cards because I want more available credit. It's like, okay, you got $150,000 of available credit, like, can I get to 500,000? That's not a thing. It's not on my radar. It may happen, over time, but it's not like a real thing. And there's no real benefit in having that because I'm not using that anyway. Anyway, man, I know I said a bunch there. Hopefully I answered your question. Let's see. Twist. I hope I said that right. Okay, Navy Federal is FICO 9. Thank you so much. I need to put that in the bank. FICO 9. Because this is not the only time that someone has mentioned the fact that Navy Federal uses FICO 9. I'm always saying, I don't know, it's FICO 9 or FICO 5. So I appreciate you taking the time to clear that up. Let's see. Jay, thanks for stopping by. Says, hey, Dwayne, trans is 640. I have Navy Federal for 500 and secured 290 days in August. I guess you're asking something, but you didn't. Okay, should you apply for a new credit card? Should you apply for new credit or credit limit increase? Great question. I think it has a lot to do with how much you're using that credit card. If I were you, I would not be married to the 91 days or the 90 days deal. It's okay, absolutely, especially now with coronavirus, to just wait 6 months and just then I would apply for a brand new card, in 6 months. Because the secured card, they're going to promote that secured card at whatever point to the cash rewards card. So there's really no need to apply for a cash rewards card because that's what your secured card will turn into. And once again, I would just wait the 6 months. I'd wait 6 months and then apply for another card. Maria says, hello, Dwayne. Thank you for your quick response. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I read that earlier. Let's see. Scrolling on down. Jay says, let's see, should I apply for a new credit limit or a new card because of COVID? You want that 25,000? Yeah, everybody wants that 25,000. Yeah, like I said, I would just wait at least 6 months. Cinemadness says, Dwayne, I'm so shocked. Within 3 months, I was approved for 3 cards. I had high of a velocity on apps, and now at 624 and with one chase, I started credit journey April 2019. Graduate. Oh my God! After Garden for a full. Dude, I totally butchered that whole deal. I'm sorry, you guys. I totally butchered reading that whole deal. But that's cool. I mean, three credit cards in 3 months, as far as getting approval, is really, really cool, and it's always exciting. Man, I have been walking my butt off. I've been a walking freak this week. And as a result, I'm like, I don't know if I'm not drinking enough water, but I feel like I am. I'm getting cramps, and I'm like, I got a cramp in my hand. I'm like, man, getting old it's awesome. You know what I mean? It happens so slowly. It sneaks up on you. Luis, what's going on, man? Says, yo, what's up, Mr. Houston? Hope you're having a good day today. What brings you on live today? So glad to see you. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the different scoring models, the different credit scores. I wanted to kind of explain a little bit about the fact that there are a bunch of different scoring models out there, but one of the things that is definitely consistent with that is the 5 categories that make up the credit score. So despite what the scoring model is, the 5 categories are still the same. And for the most part, the weight of each category is still the same. So your payment history is always payment history. That's always going to be the highest portion of your credit score, which is normally 35%. Then credit card utilization is always like 30%. Then average age of credit is 15%. Then hard inquiries or new accounts is 10%. And then types of credit or credit mix is another 10%. Drunken Sailor says, also remember everyone that Credit Karma can be as much as 20 points higher or lower than your actual score. That is correct. I agree. The Bodyguard 14 says, peace and blessings. I can't get enough knowledge. Keep teaching, good brother. Let's talk trade lines. Yeah, cool, man. I appreciate you stopping by and taking the time to comment. Not sure what you mean about the let's talk trade lines, but if you're interested in that, you can always email me and shoot your number in the email. My email address is helpingothersprosper@gmail.com. helpingothersprosper@gmail.com. I slapped it in the chat just in case you were interested in that. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. All right, let me jump on back here. Miss Gatlin, thank you so much for stopping by in the building. It's a pleasure to have you here as usual. It's always a pleasure to have you in the building, Miss Gatlin. Fa says, I was saying there's a Navy Federal backdoor non-military. You mentioned something about getting a Navy Fed secure first. Yeah, when it comes to like getting into Navy Federal, I don't talk about how to do that just because I don't. But there are people that have mentioned that they've been able to get into Navy Fed because, you know, their roommate, or if it's the same person, if it's someone in the household that has a Navy Fed account, that they have gotten in that way. If you're interested in getting in with Navy Feds, you want to definitely visit their site and kind of see what their requirements are. Earl, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by another stream. It's a pleasure to have you in the building, my man. Says waiting on that Dwayne and at Credit Plug collabo. Yeah, hey, you gonna keep mentioning that, man. It's really not a bad idea, and I wouldn't mind doing that at all. Drunken Sailor says also try to keep some borrowed money on your cards. Keep using them. Well, you definitely want to keep using your cards. Ronald, what's going on? Says, what's up, Dwayne Wagwan? And I am back again. Yes, sir. I'm here, man. Thanks for stopping by. It's a privilege to have you in the building. Maria says, Dwayne, Credit Karma for me was lower when I went on to my FICO. My score was 40 plus points higher. Awesome. There we go. Well, that's good. I like that. I like hearing that. Ronald says, I hear Equifax is leaving Credit Karma. Just watch a video on it. Yeah, that I didn't know that, and that's gonna be ridiculous because it's kind of cool to have both of the information from both bureaus on the app. And what are the details? Why are they doing that? Sammy Chicago, thanks for stopping by. It's a privilege to have you in the house, my man. Ms. Gatlin says, Dwayne, have you heard or read about Equifax leaving Credit Karma, supposedly branching off on its own? No, I haven't, just because, believe it or not, which is kind of funny, I don't really nerd it out. Like, I'm not, unless something lands right on my lap, I don't know, just because I'm not always like checking the latest, greatest information in regards to credit and credit cards. But I definitely appreciate you guys sharing that information. So you shared that, Miss Gatlin, and also Ronald. You guys are awesome. All right, let's see. Points Blank Travel says, Dwayne, I was about to shoot a video to publish tonight. When I saw your live stream, I had to Put the recording on hold to soak up some of this knowledge. Nah, man, come on with the kind words, my brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was supposed to do like a regular video today and edit it and whatnot, but these live streams are just a lot more convenient to do. YouTube doesn't necessarily promote the live streams as much as they would a regular video, but the YouTube game is different for everyone and everyone's experience is different. And I have stopped worrying about, like, you know, YouTube pushing me and whatnot and why they push this person and like whatever. So it's a privilege to have you in the house, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to say those kind words. Maria says Credit Karma will show you the date that the inquiry would fall off. Yes, ma'am. They normally do. Maria says, do you know if Metro Citibank is related to Citibank? I would say no, but I'm just guessing, and don't take my word for it. I wonder what everyone else thinks in the chat. Cinema Madness says Points Pointer made a good video on how to become a points millionaire by sign-up bonuses, and it's pretty cool how us everyday Joes can apply for a dozen cards and become a millionaire, become a millionaire sorts. Okay, sort of, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm pretty sure that video is probably old. I really haven't been paying attention to what everybody else is uploading. I just don't pay attention anymore because, once again, that's their deal. It's very funny because, like, I'll watch a couple of different YouTubers that kind of talk about the same stuff, but for the most part, there's a whole bunch of people that I just don't watch. And there's no real, I don't think there's any real benefit. It's hard to watch somebody talk about something that you think you have knowledge about, because it's easy to dissect it. You know, like if you played, like, okay, like, so I played soccer in high school, right? And I'm not like the best soccer player, but at the same time, like, if I'm watching a coach soccer that knows nothing about soccer, you know, that can be kind of hard. Even if I'm watching somebody that knows about it, that could also be interesting, because I'm always, you know, analytical. I'm always analyzing, just because that's how I am. And it kind of sucks to be that way sometimes. Green Eyes Chavez says, are there companies out there that can get all inquiries removed no matter what? I'm sure somebody will claim that they can do that. When it comes to inquiry removals and credit repairs and stuff, I'm always kind of slow. I think that the people that have the money and don't have the time and patience to wait because you have a deadline, that, you know, those people are the ones that will kind of exploit that. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know, that's why I don't really talk a lot about those services. The Prognosis, thanks for stopping by, says love and respect. I appreciate you. To Dwayne, to Mr. Dwayne. Okay, I get a Mr. Let's go. Love the convo and knowledge. Blessings to everyone in this chat. Cool, man. I appreciate you saying that. Eric says, first time catching the live stream. I applied for my first Navy Federal card. Thanks to you. Got approved for the cash rewards, 25 G's. Awesome. Eric, thanks for taking the time to drop that comment and sharing your experience with Navy Fed. Of course, there was a gentleman in the stream talking about the fact that, you know, they're kind of skeptical about applying for stuff because of coronavirus and whatnot. And then here you are talking about, I applied for a card with Navy Fed and got 25 G's. Which, listen, guys, when it comes to people applying and everyone's experience, of course, it's going to be different because their profile is different, right? So that's why that's that way. Anyway, Eric, it's a privilege and a pleasure to have you in the building. Congratulations once again on your 25,000 credit limit with the Navy Federal Cash Rewards card. JP says, may God continue to bless you and your family and friends. Keep up the wonderful job. Thank you, sir. Thanks for dropping that word in my spirit, man. That's so cool. I appreciate you taking the time to leave that comment, and it's such a positive one. I appreciate that. Jay Chi-Town says, I just got approved for 3 Amex Business card, Blue Business Plus, and Amex Green Business Charge card, and the Amex Platinum Business card. First of all, that's incredible. Congratulations, man. And thanks for coming here and sharing that information. It never gets old. somebody asked me like, do you get tired of talking about credit, or do you get tired of talking about the same thing? And I'm always like, no, I don't get tired of talking about that, because like it has its place and it has its purpose. And a perfect example would be, like the fact that people go to church or people go to whatever groups they go to for the fellowship, to get encouraged and motivated to continue, to hear other people's stories and experiences. And that's what I really love about this community. We got people coming in the chat sharing their experiences. I got a proof of this. I got a proof of this. So yeah, man, that's freaking cool, bro. Congratulations to you. Alonzo says, and I'm back again in my Dwayne voice. I appreciate that. Good to see you dropping knowledge, bro. Yeah, I appreciate that, Alonzo, man. It's a pleasure to have you in the building. Cinema Madness says, I have a feeling that since I just got 3 cards in 3 months, and 2/3 of those cards do soft pull for credit limit, now I'll be abusing those. Not exactly sure, dude. I'm sorry. Apparently, I got a thing for butchering your comments when I read them. But for sure, you definitely need to pump the brakes on the applications. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would absolutely chill if I were you for several months, at least 6, 8, 10. You know what I mean? But that's awesome, though, that you've been able to get a proof of those cards. The Forbes, what's going on, man? It's a pleasure to have you in the building again. Denvel, thanks for stopping by. Says, do you talk about business credit? I do not as much. That's something that I have mentioned that I need to start doing. I have a business. I have an EIN number. I should easily start building that, but for whatever reason, I haven't. And that's just what it is. But hopefully, coming soon. Hopefully, we'll see. Paulette, thank you for stopping by. Says, have you heard about the Credit Karma? Okay, no longer Equifax. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're the 3rd person that mentioned that. Drunken Sailor says, thanks for all that you do, my man. Help me tons. Yeah, I appreciate that, sir. Blazing 808 says, last question on US Bank. Sorry, I just got a total of 3 inquiries, but 3 inquiries came from Capital One since they pull from all bureaus just for one card. Are the chances still slim? Yeah, dude, if I were you, like, I would just, with US Bank, I personally wouldn't apply for one of their cards with more than 2 inquiries. I personally would not. And I'm saying that because, once again, when I give advice, I try to give like the best advice and the most like reasonable, conservative advice, because I don't want people to be like, oh, Dwayne said, I'm good as long as I got 4 inquiries. Not the case, right? Because I don't know people's profiles and whatnot. But if I were you, I would just, if you have more than 2 inquiries, just don't be surprised if they don't approve you, type of thing. And if your credit score is not at least 700, right, then I definitely wouldn't worry about applying for a US Bank card. Inger, thanks for stopping by. Says, hey, Dwayne, I got approved with Navy Federal Credit Union for $3,000 with 2 inquiries. Congratulations, ma'am. That is very, very cool. Which card did you get with Navy Fed? Maria says, you're not old, Dwayne. I'm in my 50s, and I would never consider myself old. What is that? Yeah, I mean, that's funny. That makes sense. I definitely am not old. You're absolutely right. My dad is 66 and my mom will be 68. Even though they're not necessarily old either, they're older than I am. And I know when I get that age, I'll start thinking, oh man, I'm getting up there. One of the things that I like about my dad now, though, is he's finally getting more gray hairs, because like I look to my dad as my example as to what I'm probably going to look like and kind of when I'm going to get my gray hairs. And he's been slow about getting it. And I'm actually slow, right? Because I'm 42 and there are probably like 3 to 5 gray hairs on my face if I let this thing grow out. And that's kind of really cool. That helps me feel good about my age too. Because if I was looking at a bunch of grays, I'd be like, man, even though I think gray hairs are cool, but I don't have any. So it's not like, I know how I would feel if I did. Ronald says they're coming out on their own app, Equifax. Yeah, they are. Let's see. Earl says, Dwayne, do you go for credit limit increases with your Amex credit cards every 6 months? For example, your American Express Blue Cash every day. I do not. I have never requested a credit limit increase with American Express. except for on my American Express Blue Business Plus card that I had because I don't have it anymore. I got rid of that to get the Platinum Delta Sky Miles card because that sign up offer was just too right. So I had to do it. But I think I got an increase from either 2,000 to 5,000 or 3,000 to 5,000. But they asked me what I wanted, and I wasn't really using that card a lot. But I've never asked for a credit limit increase because my credit limits with American Express are pretty high. I guess I have a 3,000 limit with one of my cards with American Express. Then I have a 6,000 limit with another card. Then I have a 15,000 limit. I have an 11,000 limit, and there's probably one more limit in there that I'm not remembering off the top of my head. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to ask for a credit limit increase, even though I've been with them for a while and there's always a lot of activity. Most of my activities are normally on my American Express Gold card, the Platinum card every now and then, when it makes sense. So yeah, I don't do that, but I know people swear by it. I wouldn't even be married to the 6 months. I would stretch that 6 months to like 8 months, 10 months. Because if you're not using the card a whole lot, it's like you can't really expect to be disappointed if you don't get a credit limit increase. But American Express is supposedly charitable with their credit limits. One of the things that I think is really cool is that if you have a high limit credit card, if you're an authorized user on somebody's American Express cards, that it's very common for you to be able to apply for maybe your second card with American Express, and that second card will have a high limit, or definitely a higher limit. Twist says, first time on live chat, just so happened to be checking my Navy Federal app when I saw you on live. Been watching your videos a lot lately. Appreciate the good info. Thank you, sir. I appreciate. I'm just assuming you're a sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Jay says, Dwayne, you got me wanting to take a trip to San Juan. San Juan? San Juan where? Puerto Rico? There's so many San Juans. I think I'm going to roll the dice, do different Navy Federal cards, have different limits, utilization 1%, 10,000 in their account, and FICO 655. First of all, you should definitely take a trip. Trips are really cool. Once again, earlier I mentioned the fact that like time is a weird thing, and things happen when they happen for a reason. And one of the things that I wish that I could have changed about the past was exposing my kids to a lot of different things, even in regards to travel. Like it's very important for my kids to see from where I come, why that has influenced me to be how I am, why I'm the way that I am is definitely a result of that. And so it's important to travel. I think it's important to travel, but of course I'm going to think it's important because I'm not from the States, so I can appreciate different cultures. Like when I go somewhere else, even if it's not Jamaica, I can easily appreciate that and appreciate the different standards of living that there are because of my experience in Jamaica. I did not have a bad experience growing up, but in my mind, when I replay it and I think about it, I make it seem like I had the worst experience. And as a result of that, my standard here and my standard for myself is higher just because of that experience that I have. But when I went home last month, it's cool to be able to visit somewhere and know that you're going to come back to your standard of living, but it does the soul well. For me, it does. It was a privilege and honor to be home, to sit there. We pulled up and we sat on this little cement block bank. Literally, my dad was like, we should stop, because he stopped last time. I wasn't with him, but he was like, we should stop here just for a minute. And we stopped, and the breeze was blowing, and like the ocean was right there. And people are just sitting on this little, cement block. It was a pretty big block of cement, but you're sitting there and the breeze is blowing, and it's just like, oh my God, this is heaven. Like, this is crazy. I wish we were able to spend a longer time there, but such is life, and next time. But I think one of the things that's interesting about me is I always am paying attention to the breeze blowing for some reason. This week I walked 6 miles on Tuesday, 8 miles yesterday, and I did another 6 today. And I remember sitting there thinking, man, this is cool. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning, or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. And I'm not at work. And I'm like, this is cool. This is a life. What a beautiful day. So I think it's important for people to travel. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Points Blank says, one of the biggest inspiration of this community and being a credit YouTuber is getting the feedback from your subscribers. It's so inspirational to see so many people thanking you for what you do. Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy because what I do comes from a place of authenticity. It is very, very interesting how what I've experienced in my life prior to now molded me to who I am. And so like even as early back as being 9 or 10 years old, like it's strange. I've always talked a lot. My dad had a video of me when he came down from the States and I was in Jamaica, and that's when I was still there, and he recorded the video. I wish I still had it. It was on VHS, but I talked like the whole car ride. And it's crazy that like, and of course I was excited to see my dad, but it's crazy that like those little moments, church camp in Canada, where people nominated me to be Mr. Church Camp. Well, first of all, I live in Texas, and I'm at a church camp in Canada because my family's there, but people saw something in me to nominate me. I didn't ask anybody to nominate me. I'm the outsider. I'm from Texas, you know what I'm saying? But people nominated me for whatever reason. And I think it's interesting that like I've really been programmed to help people. That's very much something that's a part of me. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm always conscious of how I come across. I try to be authentic. I try to be genuine. I try to be honest. I try to be level-headed. And it's very easy to be big-headed. And so yeah, I agree, man. It is a pleasure. It's a privilege to serve you guys and give information as much as I can. And like I said, I do make fractions of a penny per view. I wish I could say I made a penny per view. I don't, but it doesn't matter. And that's always that's a good thing too. That's a nice incentive for sharing the information as well. That does make it a little easier to share the information. You know what I mean? Earl says, your channel is now over 1.3 million total views, man. Yeah, I mean, I would argue that I should have more than that, but, thank God I don't worry about that anymore. Luis says, man, Dwayne, a little bit off subject, but how do you get your teeth so white? Dude, it's the camera. I mean, it's the ring light. My teeth ain't that white, brother. When you get older, your teeth gets yellow. I'm not looking forward to it, but I guess like people, if they go to the doctor, to the dentist, and they do stuff to help them. As a matter of fact, it's funny that you say that, because I was like, man, I need to get my teeth whiter. But it's the light, bro. This ring light, it's legit. I really got only 2 lights. I got the ring light in front of me, and I have this little light behind me. Some people have like soft box lights and all kinds of cool stuff that makes them look really cool. But hey, man, you need to chill with the kind words, my brother. You know what I mean? Your check is in the mail. Says, I need to do whatever you're doing. Nah, man, it's just the light. Seriously, that light is a big deal. And as I adjust the brightness, it changes the way things look. It's really not that bright right now, though. But yeah, my teeth are aight. They're off white. You know what I mean? They really are. Anthony says, good evening. I have a Capital One MasterCard Secure. Apply for the Discover It's Secured. I got it. My question is, how long do you think I should wait to apply for unsecured card? Just wait for the company? Yes. Capital One they don't promote people anymore from the secure card to the unsecured card. So that sucks. But with Discover, definitely wait for them, just because there's nothing wrong with that. With me, I waited 12 months. They didn't promote me yet. It took 14 months, but I did apply for another Discover card after 12 months. So just wait. I mean, you got time, even though we don't want to do it, but I would just wait. Alonzo says, how has your relationship been with Chase? Saw your video on how they did you wrong and just wanted an update. I mean, Chase didn't necessarily do me wrong. That's one of the things that, yes, it sucked. And yes, it was like, well, what the hey? I already had a credit card with y'all for 3 years or 2 years before y'all decide to, shut my account down. I don't have an account with Chase. The only accounts I have with Chase right now is a Chase business checking account, which I don't even I don't use it. The offer was $2,500 that you have in the account. Keep your balance at $2,500 or higher. Complete 5 debit card transactions and you get $500. So my balance was $3,000. I had taken out $500 from that account, I think, and sent it to my mom. So my balance is $2,500. But eventually I'll circle back with Chase and kind of see. I have way too many inquiries now to be doing anything. I have 6 and 7 inquiries across each bureau, credit bureau. So there's that. Consider smashing the thumbs up in this video, guys. We have 81 and it would be really cool to get to 100. So if you haven't already smashed it, please consider smashing it. And if you have questions, ask them here in the live stream. John 3 says, what was the score on that Navy Fed card with 3 limit? Not sure if that question's for me or for someone else. Cinematic says, Dwayne, just wondering what would happen if you kept spamming credit limits that are soft pulls? Would anything actually happen in terms of it? Dude, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, you're just not going to get approved. You know what I mean? That's all that would happen. But, the average person is not going to do that. I remember I was trying to get a credit limit increase with Capital One, and they didn't give me an increase. I'm like, what the H? I've had an account with you guys since 2013. Why can't I get a limit increase? But Capital One's kind of weird, and I think when it comes to credit limit increases, if it's a soft pull, you have nothing to lose. But if it's going to be a hard inquiry, I would just apply for another credit card. Even if you apply for another credit card with the same bank, I would do that because I think it would be easier to get a higher limit on the brand new card than to get that same type of increase on a credit limit increase. It'd be easier to get a $5,000 credit limit with another card versus getting a $5,000 credit limit increase. That's how I feel about it. Inger says, I got the Go rewards and remember, I just joined this month. Awesome. That is cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a decent card. I have that card as well. As a matter of fact, I'm considering doing a video on Navy Federal for Monday's live stream. So we'll see what happens. Cinematic says, what I meant to say was, would spamming credit limit increases that are soft pulls raise a red flag for that bank? I mean, maybe. But who cares? Once again, after you're denied for that second credit limit increase, you're going to pump the brakes because you don't want to be denied. Even though it's a soft pull, you're not going to like that feeling. So I don't think it will matter. Earl says, Amex credit limit increases are soft pulls. Call tomorrow to ask for double that limit on your most used non-charged Amex credit card. You'll thank me later. That's not the worst idea. I probably use the Hilton Honors card the most, and that has a 15,000 limit on it already. Let me see what my limits are, because I know I have a card that has a 3,000 limit, but I can't remember which card that is. So let me look it up real quick here on the app. All right, let me log in here real quick just because I'm curious. But you're right. I definitely should do that just because, why not? The American Express Blue Cash Everyday card I've had since August of 2018. And I remember that day very vividly. It was my son's birthday. And I did or it was either my son's birthday or like the day before. I did several applications on that day. So there are several cards that will be 2 years old. And the Blue Cash Everyday is one of those cards. I was approved initially for a 7,000 limit. And then I think I took $1,000 off that limit to put onto my Blue Business Plus card because that was like 2,000. So I raised it to 3,000. But yeah, maybe my Bonvoy Amex card is the card. Yep, it has a 3,000 limit. So that has a 3,000 limit. And then my Blue Cash Everyday has a 6,000 limit. My Hilton Honors has a 15,000 limit. My Delta Platinum has a 11,000 limit, and then my Delta Gold has a 5,000 limit. So yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's a soft pull, so I have nothing to lose, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Jay, okay, says Puerto Rico after the COVID. Okay, San Juan. Okay, got you. Yeah. Is that where they do the like one of the largest zip lining? I was watching Jimmy Fallon, and I think Jimmy Fallon and Tariq from the Roots. I think it was Tariq from the Roots. I saw the video on YouTube. They did one of the zip lines in Puerto Rico, and it was like, over the jungle. And I was like, oh my God. And it was laying down, like laying flat on your stomach. And I was like, would I do that? I don't know what city that is, but that would definitely be kind of cool. Earl says, quiet as it keeps, as it's kept. The Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card is a solid card during this pandemic. I agree. Suitable 3% cashback category every month. I agree. That is a solid card. I had that card. I had it, past tense. That's a solid card. Trenton says, do I really have to go with Chase? Capital One has been great to me, and I have 4 total accounts with them already. Spoke with Capital One about adding my 5th card, which means 524, and I'm out. Dude, Capital One is, first of all, I'm glad that they've been good to you, but you're gonna kind of get to a dead end with Capital One eventually. So Chase is where it's at. Chase American Express is where it's at. Navy Federal, where it's at. But you're entitled to do what you like. Forgive me, not even gonna try. I thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate you. I love that profile pic, by the way. Trenton says, second part, should I apply for Chase on my 5th card or stay loyal to Capital One? Dude, I wouldn't. Capital One is a no. I mean, you already have 4 cards with Capital One. There's really no benefit in getting a 5th card. And 5 inquiries, whether it was Chase or not, I would not be surprised if you're not approved. If you want to get with Chase, and if you're super scary and conservative like I can be, then I would just get a Chase checking account, personal account with that sign up offer. You get $200 for having direct deposit. Go online and Google it, get your code, and go into the Chase branch. I would kind of go that route, and then maybe chill with Chase for 6 months or so before getting a card. Maybe one of your inquiries would fall off, but the moral of the story is, don't be surprised if you're not approved for a Chase account, even though it's your 5th card in 24 months, just because you already have 4 inquiries. Points Blank Travel says, you hit the nail on the head with authenticity. That's why I keep coming back and tuning into your streams, and I'm sure that's why others keep coming back. Keep grinding, brother. Much respect. Thank you, sir. It is a privilege. It's an honor when another YouTuber drops some kind words such as that. Renee says, do all secured cards pull your credit? No. Open Sky supposedly don't do credit checks. I'm sure there are other secured cards out there, but I know Open Sky off the top of my head. Mr. Butler, thanks for stopping by the stream. It's a pleasure to have you in the building. Mark, what's going on, my man? Says, hey, Dwayne, I'm thinking about applying for my first secured business credit card. What are your recommendations? My recommendations would be, depending on where you are with that, consider getting a Chase business account, business checking account, and then going through Chase. If that's not going to work, get a Wells Fargo secured business card, because you can, you're probably going to get approved for that if you kind of want to get started with your business credit. Capital One has decent business cards, but I don't know about how easy it is to get those cards. So that's my 2 cents on that. Miss Mendez, thank you so much for stopping by, and a good evening to you. It's a pleasure to have you in the building again. Maria says, Dwayne, got a pre-qualified offer from Capital One Platinum. My credit is in the 670s. Read my profile, could be a little stronger, needs more credit cards and or accounts. What do you think I should do? I would not. You got your credit score is in the 760s. I would consider going to the Discover website, seeing if you're pre-qualified, going to the American Express website, seeing if you're pre-qualified. If you are pre-qualified for both of those sites and you want to support your boy, you could use my referral link for the Discover card, because when you make your first purchase, you get a $50 statement credit. And I also get a $50 referral if you get approved for that card. And then with American Express, once again, if your score is in the 760s, I would go to those two sites, fill out the pre-qualification to see if you're pre-qualified. And then if you don't have like 3 or more inquiries, then consider pulling the trigger on one of those credit cards, or even both. Mark says, hey Dwayne, who has the best secured business credit card? That's a tricky one. That's a tricky one because I don't know of a lot of secured business credit card. I know Wells Fargo off the top of my head, but I don't know of a lot of other secured business cards. So I don't really have a good answer for that. I mean, other than Wells Fargo. Let me see. Let me just Google it real quickly because I am curious now. Secure business credit card. Of course, Wallet Hub pops up. Wallet Hub has 2020's best secure business credit cards. We're going to learn together, guys. Let me share my computer screen real quick. So, well, it just has Wells Fargo, best for business features, Wells Fargo Business. Then, of course, Open Skies are regular. There's a Metro Credit Union Visa secured business card. Oh, sweet. BBVA Compass has a business secure card. I did not know that. That's not a bad option as well. Yeah, I guess that's it for according to Wallet Hub. I mean, of course, I would go with Wells Fargo or BBVA if you have one of those branches, in your neck of the woods. All right, let me jump on back here. Let me share my face for a second. Points blank. All right, man, got to roll D, but I'll be back again for the next one. Great stream as always. It's a pleasure, bro. Take care. Have a good week and rest of your weekend. Earl says they'll increase your Amex Hilton honors from 15 to a minimum of around 20 easily. It'll be best to increase your highest Amex limit, and it's 2 years old. That'll translate into 5 additional FICO points. That card is not the oldest one. My oldest card with American Express is the Blue Cash Every Day, and it has a $6,000 limit. I don't use that card that much, but that is the oldest card. So what do you think? You think I should try to get a limit increase on that card because it's the oldest card? Let me know what you think. Big Spender says, I apply for Capital One credit card. They pull all 3 bureaus, 3 report, stuck with 3 hard inquiries. Yeah, Capital One's the best. I don't even know why they do that, but that's their thing. John 3 says, okay, people, do not use those high fee secured cards online. Go to your local credit union. I have 35 flat fee on mine. Open Sky is a horror. That's not bad advice. I mean, I think it's always good if people have the ability to get secured cards with a bank that they like and a bank that promotes to an unsecured card. That's always the best thing to do. I don't like fees. Marcus 376 says no one likes Citibank. I guess. I know I hear that complaint for sure. John 3 says I despise Citibank. We did finally get 2 Chase local branches here in St. Louis, so I plan on squeezing them. Yes, sir. That's a good one. Nationally, Wells Fargo has 1. First Bank has 1 as well, but not mentioned online. They told me in the branch. Okay. Okay. I see what you're talking about now. It's like, what? They have 1 what? I guess you're talking about secured cards. Luis says, hey Dwayne, I have 5,000 limit with Discover, and was wondering if I went and bought a MacBook Pro and paid it off in time, do you think Discover would panic and automatically cut my credit limit? Nah, man. Dude, buy your MacBook Pro. As a matter of fact, I need to buy another MacBook Pro. Buy your MacBook Pro, man. I'm thinking, like, is there a way for you to get like more than just 1%? And if it's your first year with Discover, yeah, I know they're gonna match that 1%. But yeah, man, get your MacBook Pro, bro. That's a no-brainer. Earl says, by you having a conservative credit limit history in your credit card portfolio, you easily have about 20 to 30,000 of additional total credit limit amongst your cards, all with soft pulls, Amex, Discover, and Bank of America. Yeah, I didn't know that Bank of America did a soft pull for credit limit increase, but that is great information. I appreciate you sharing that, my brother. G Dobbs says, what's the difference between the American Express card with Navy Federal and say the Blue Cash, American Express? Okay, the difference is the Navy Federal American Express card is from Navy Federal. It's not from American Express. And the American Express that is on that card, or the American Express that's on like the Macy's card, or the American Express logo that's on the USAA card, it doesn't mean it's a credit card with American Express. Because USAA is USAA, so it's a credit card with that bank, and instead of having a Visa logo or a MasterCard logo, it has an American Express logo. So that's the difference versus when you have an actual American Express card. Like if you have the Blue Cash Everyday card with American Express, that card is from American Express, and it's American Express. It's accepted where American Express, you can use it where American Express is accepted. So just like your Visa and MasterCard, you can use your Visa and MasterCard, everywhere for the most part. But that's pretty much it. Just having the American Express logo on a card that is issued by a bank that is not American Express doesn't make it an American Express card. It's just a credit card with that bank with the American Express logo, right? So that's the difference. Hopefully you understand that. Maria says, Dwayne, I got a pre-approved offer from Capital One, 760. Okay, yeah, I answered that question. Earl says, which Amex non-charge card do you use the most? I would go for the Hilton Honors credit limit increase because you already know that other banks like to see big limits on your report. Just my humble opinion. Nah, dude, first of all, and I asked for a reason. I definitely don't have a hard time. I wouldn't have a hard time asking for a credit limit increase on that card because it is already a high limit card, and I use it. I definitely use it more than the Blue Cash Every Day, so that would kind of make the most sense. So yeah, we'll try it and see. Maybe I'll try it if I'm not gun shy and see. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this live stream. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them. I'll answer them right now. Smash the thumbs up. We still need 10 thumbs up to get to 100, man. Please smash the thumbs up in this video. Get your boy 100 thumbs up in the video before I end it. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so you don't miss videos and updates once I finally upload them. And if you have questions, now is the best time to ask because I'm about to end this stream. Consider smashing that thumbs up on the way outside the door. Big C says, does Citibank pull your credit for credit increases? I think so. You could always ask. Always ask before you get before you request the credit limit increase. Earl says, I've been asking for 5,000 credit limit increase every 6 months with Amex, Aspire. Have yet to be denied. Been consistent, but not greedy with my Amex credit limits. Oh, that's cool, man. That's great information, bro. Like that's really cool. So what is your credit limit though? Your overall with your Aspire card, since you've been asking for 5,000 every month. What's your limit? Guys, thank you so much for smashing the thumbs up. I see we just need 6 more thumbs up. But like I said, more importantly, if you have questions, slap them in the chat. We definitely have 99 people in here, and I'm sure everybody didn't leave a comment, which is fine. But if you have a question, don't be shy. This is a safe place. This is a safe place. This is a safe place, so go ahead and ask your questions if you have any. Earl, I'm still waiting on you, bro, to see what your overall limit was. I'm just curious on that American Express Aspire card. You say you get your 5,000 credit limit increase every 6 months. Thank you. Thumbs up number 96. I appreciate you. We need 4 more thumbs up in this joint, which may not happen, and that's okay too. Yeah, hopefully you guys will have a great week. I'm pretty much going to be chilling. Maybe I'm going to consider tomorrow and if I'm going to walk. if I get to play tennis tomorrow night with my cousin, I won't walk. Well, that's not true. I probably walk like 4 miles, 4 miles in the day, and play tennis with my cousin later on in the evening. But that would be cool if I could get to do that. I need to text him because we should have played today. All right. Well, I guess Earl, I guess you're not listening. My brother, I was asking how much your credit limit is on that. Okay, 20,000. Okay, here we go. So you said you went from, cool. We need 2 more thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much for smashing it. Earl says Amex Aspire went from 2,000 to a little over 20,000 now. Awesome. That's good stuff, man. Anoline, forgive me if I said that wrong, says, what do you think about the First Progress secured card? There are better secure cards out there. If you feel like that's the best card for you to get right now because of where you are, then that's what you got to do. Let me see here. First Progress. I don't even know much about it. Secured credit card. I'm kind of looking at it here on the screen. Let me show you guys my screen real quick. So, okay, they have a couple of different secured cards. You have the $29 annual fee for that one. The good news is it says no credit history require. That's always good. If the secured card does not graduate, I'm always like, maybe not get that secured card. If it doesn't graduate to an unsecured card, that would not be the first choice when it comes to secured credit cards. I would tell you to do something else or go, a different way. Let me see here. Okay, sweet. Maria says, will do, Dwayne. Can you email me the link or put it in the chat? Thanks. Which link? Oh, just email me. Just email me the referral link for my Discover card if you're pre-approved, or for the American Express card. Email me and I'll take care of you. It's going to take too much work to find it right now. G-Dob says, I'm about to get a personal loan from Navy Credit. Will it be a terrible hard pull on my credit? I mean, you got to do what you got to do. If you got to get the loan, get it. The good thing is that Navy Federal is good about helping people. So just get it. Don't even worry about it. Diamond says, hashtag facts at points blank travel. Yeah, I love saying facts. That's kind of funny. Luis says, how many credit cards do you have, Dwayne? I have 19 right now. I should have had like 24, but I lost several accounts. I lost a Citibank account, Citi Double Cash. I lost a Bank of America Cash Rewards card. I lost my Chase Freedom account. And then I lost a Chase Business credit card account that I got approved for like $5,500. Made the video, did the unenveloping. I was all excited. And then I hadn't edited the video yet. And I didn't upload it, and Chase shut the door on me and closed all my accounts. They didn't close my personal checking account, but trust me, I closed my personal checking account. I was out of there. The only reason why I have a Chase account now, that Chase Business checking account, is because the sign up offer. I got $500 for having a $2,500 in there. It's a business account, and it may be a backdoor into getting in back with Chase. So that's why I still have that account. Ulysses says, see you on Monday or Tuesday. You'll see me on Monday, man. And you have a good weekend, my brother. Luis says, do you watch the Lakers game? They played earlier. The GOAT is back. Nah, dude, first of all, chill with the GOAT. Chill with that. You know what I mean? LeBron is he high. He's definitely the GOAT of now, but that's super debatable. Greatest of all time, LeBron James, not so much. You have to understand I'm 42, right? You're clearly younger than me, so it would make sense for you to think LeBron is cold. But no, I didn't watch the game. I didn't even know it was on. I wish I knew, because it would be kind of cool to, see something sports related. I heard that the NFL has been canceled though, because they had like 30 players or so that tested positive for coronavirus. Hey, Earl, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. My brother, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Says, great chat tonight, bro. Keep up the great work. Thank you, sir. Earl, it's a privilege and a pleasure, man. It always is. And hopefully I'll jump on that credit limit increase. I almost forgot it that quick. Tim says, I'm late. I'll have to watch this replay. Happy Thursday, good people. Hey, Tim, appreciate you stopping by, taking the time to comment. And if you have any questions, slap them in the comment section. I'll try to answer it. Earl says, let me know how the Amex credit limit increase request goes next week, my brother. Yes, sir. you probably be reminding me next week, to be honest with you, because if I don't do it when I come off the phone right now, it probably ain't gonna happen. But we'll see. Anoline says, I'm having a hard time getting any other cards since I'm rebuilding my credit long after a divorce. So one of the ways you can rebuild your credit is to establish a relationship with a bank that you're interested in. Like Bank of America, they have a secured card. US Bank has a secured card. TD Bank has a secured card. There are a lot of banks that offer secured credit cards, but you definitely want to consider getting secured cards with banks that promote you. You could try to get the secured card from Discover. You can go to their website, fill out the pre-qualification. So you may not be able to get an unsecured card with Discover, but it may say that you're qualified to get their secured card. And pre-qualified or pre-approved doesn't always mean you're going to get approved. But for me, it makes it a lot easier for me to pull the trigger and apply for that card. So that would be my advice for you, my brother. Alonzo says, I got the Wells Fargo Secured business card. I will share data points with you on my journey with it. Cool, man. That would be cool. Luis says, how'd you lose your Bank of America account? Did you just close? Dude, first of all, I would never close a credit card. I lost that account because Bank of America and Chase did the same thing. They didn't like that I was adding authorized users, even though Chase claims you can have unlimited authorized users. I think Bank of America had a limit. It's probably between 5 and 7 or 5 and 9. And so I was doing authorized users and they didn't like that. And so because of that, Chase was a little bit different, but because of the Bank of America, they didn't like that. And then they said that I owed them money from the past, which I had totally forgot that I owed Bank of America money because it was way past 7 years, which is why I was able to establish a relationship with Bank of America. Same thing with Chase. So I owed Chase money from back in the way back. And all of a sudden, because of the authorized users, and they didn't like that, I guess my account was brought to their attention. And then they also brought up the fact that I owed them money from the past that I never settled, even though it's not on my credit report now and it doesn't affect my credit. But I guess it does affect the relationship with them. And the authorized user thing was one excuse. Also, at the time with Chase, when I had my Chase checking account, I would normally get my money in my checking account and transfer it out to an online savings account or some money market account. And so I was always transferring my money. So like in my Chase account, I never had more than $607 balance in the account ever, because I got paid weekly and I was making peanuts, and I would just always transfer the money out because my money would be better served sitting in an account that gives me 2% back, which 2% back now is unheard of. But so then what happened was I had $10,000 that I transferred from my online savings account into my Chase account. I don't know, that's not a lot of money, but at the same time, because I didn't have that type of money in my Chase account, my account wasn't, that wasn't normal. I don't know if that also raised the flag, but anyway, that's what happened with Chase and Bank of America. And I lost those accounts. Same thing with Citibank double cash card. Probably lost that account because of authorized users. So I lost 3 credit card accounts because of authorized users, and it sucked because those accounts, I think, do report the history. So it sucked. I was trying to help people, and sometimes when you help people, you help yourself as well, right? So people are paying for authorized users, and so yeah, it sucked. I was pissed, but what can I do now? It is over. Alonzo says, working on BBVA secured currently. Cool, man. Cool. Sean says, why do some of your credit cards get closed? Okay, I guess I don't know. Maybe you're asking that same question. So if that's the case, I answered that. Super J says, checking in, fam. Hope all is well. Like button smash. Appreciate you, sir. It's a pleasure and privilege to have you in the building. Thanks for smashing that like button. Luis says, bro, I hear you. I applied for a Bank of America credit card last month, and since they denied me, I withdrew all my money and moved to Chase. It also helped that Chase was offering the $200 bonus. Absolutely. He says, I was low-key a little bitter. No, for sure. For sure. And Bank of America versus Chase, I mean, no brainer. You know what I'm saying? Like Chase is a better deal. But, you know, like once you get your score where you want it to be, and, you know, you have like 0 inquiries or 1 inquiry, if you want to circle back and get that Bank of America credit card, you'll have an easier time for sure. Yeah, but, you know, that'll be on you. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys so much for, you know, rocking with me in this video. If you haven't already smashed the thumbs up, please smash the thumbs up on the way outside the door. Of course, I will be back again on Monday, 7 p.m. Central for another How to Build Credit TV live stream. Once again, my name is Dwayne with How to Build Credit TV, and I approve this video. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Peace.